NFL stars speaking Chinese is not something I was expecting. Even Tom Brady gets in on the action. The Super Bowl is right around the corner, and today we're breaking down NFL players spoken Chinese to see how it can help you become a better Mandarin speaker. Lots of stuff I cover in my Fàn Lǎoshī Mandarin Voice program. We'll also talk about what great athletes and great language learners have in common. 订阅了吧? Now let's get started.
大家好，坐我旁边就是我的四分卫 Derek Carr， New Orleans Saints 的跑卫 Alvin Kamara， Los Angeles Rams 四分卫 Jared Goff， Todd Gurley， Antonio Brown.
So this is really cool. I didn't know anything about him. So first, it's better to say 大家好，坐在我旁边的是我的四分卫 Derek Carr, because here the subject of the sentence is supposed to be a noun phrase. So 坐在我旁边 plus 的 is a noun phrase. Once you have that, you have a clear subject. And also there are a few American football words like 跑位 running back and 四分卫四分 or 四分之一 is a quarter. So 四分卫 quarterback. And I hope you have used this phrase to your Chinese native speakers over the past few weeks. 新年快乐 Happy New Year or Happy Chinese New Year. 新年快乐 So obviously James speaks super good Chinese, but let's see how other players do.
We're gonna teach you a little Chinese. The sentence is 新年快乐。
Sounds good.
新年
快乐。
快乐，
新年快乐
Not bad.
Not bad.
新年快乐
快呀
快乐。
快乐，新年快乐，
He's the best. He's the best at Chinese.
新年快乐。
So it's good to have that pitch change for 快乐, but a rising or a falling tone contour can be challenging. Another thing he pronounced is 啦 rather than 乐. The in 乐 is also a tricky vowel in Chinese because it's not really a single vowel as it's usually introduced in textbooks. We need that tongue movement for 乐.
新年快乐
新年快乐 The second tone of 年 is pronounced as 念, the fourth tone. But falling is usually easier than the second tone, a rising tone. And also a falling tone is how to stress a word in sentences in lots of languages. That's understandable. But the rest of his speaking is impressive.
新年快乐
新年快乐 So the nasal sound N is pronounced very differently when it's at the beginning of a syllable as an initial consonant, 声母, and when it's at the end of the finals like an and yan. We don't merge the initial N to the previous syllable when it ends with N, as what you do in English. So always raise your tongue and start 年 with a clear N. The N at the end, on the contrary, need you to raise the tongue but don't overpronounce it. 年
新年快乐
So I noticed that he puckered his lips for sh, so it sounds more like the sh, sh, 新年 instead of sh, sh, 新年. And also, a le sounds more like la. We can see his mouth open widely. La, le.
新年快乐
新年快乐
Great job.
Smooth.
Good.
Hey, that was real good.
Right.
To be nitpicky, some of them pronounce the xin, xin, more like shin, and some sounds more like sin. I know to untrained ears, X or SH or S may sound similar. That's normal because they are all fricative sounds. For all those sounds, two parts in our mouths get close together to make a narrow channel for the airflow to come out. But the tongue positions and shapes are completely different. So our tongue is like this for sh, and our tongue is like this for s, but our tongue is like this for the X sound. It's a weird precision. This X sound doesn't exist in English, but just remember that if you're pointing down your tongue like this, it'll be a lot easier to make it. 西 xin. But now I'm so curious about this James Kauser. Why is his Chinese so good? Oh, okay. So he picked up the language while serving a 2-year LDS mission in Hong Kong and Macau. No wonder. 怪不得。
大家好，我是郭永志，站在我旁边
Wow.
是我们四分卫 Derek Carr。那我们想问他，他对代表我们足球队有什么感受
Did he say 足球队? And again, he says 站在我旁边是谁谁谁. But better, you can say 站在我旁边的是谁谁谁 for the clear subject. That being said, his tones are really good, are so good. He definitely has spoken a lot of Chinese.
我们想知道，就是他哥哥也到了四分卫，我们想知道有没有影响你选打四分卫的位置。I'm gonna teach you a little bit of Chinese.
Okay.
You can say to the camera, say to the people in China. 我是突袭者队的四分卫。
出去这队。That's
All right, let's
hard.
go. All right.
我是
nice.
突袭者队
Oh
四分卫
wow.
四分卫
的四分卫。
的四分卫
Perfect. Now let's put it together.
Okay.
我是突袭者队的四分卫。
我是突袭者队
Yep.
四小会
Good enough.
Okay. All right.
我教他一些中文，那他来教我们一些橄榄球，好不好？
So earlier he called it 足球, foot, ball. And in China, if you say 足球, just like anywhere else in the world, people will think of soccer. But if you want to talk about American football, like the second time he said, it'll be more proper to say 橄榄球, rugby, or 美式橄榄球, American football, because of the shape. It's like an olive. Anyway, James is a Mormon, and Mormons tend to be really good at languages. And speaking of Mormons, there's another NFL player who speaks Mandarin.
I covered the Super Bowl in Chinese the first time it went live to China. 1.2 billion people. I was doing the color. It was all Chinese missionary language.
Yeah.
So here I am doing the broadcast, and I'm saying, 我知道 Tom Brady 传很正确的. I'm testifying that Tom Brady's throwing true passes. That was my language. Like, how are you supposed to say it?
Wait. How did you say it? How would you translate it? I believe. I have a testimony.
我知道 Tom Brady 传很正确的. I testify he's throwing true passes.
That's kind of generous translation. But his intonation and speaking rhythm sound more like English in this sentence, which means lots of syllables lost their original tones. Like 我知道 became 我知道 and 传 became 穿得很正确. And since 穿 is a super common verb that we use a lot to wear, it can cause confusion easily when the tone is off. But I'm curious about how he sounds when he speaks longer sentences.
你好 BYU 有没有听过？亚伯汉大学中文课程是全美国最大的之一。
美国
每个学期有500多个学生上中文课。
中文课 So I definitely hear Taiwanese accent. 有没有听过? The biggest mistake is that every time he wants to stress something, the tone is messed up. He said 杨百翰大学中文课程. So I know he wanted to emphasize the Chinese course. When English native speakers want to emphasize something, it tends to be a falling tone contour or just a high pitch. So he changed the first tone of 中 into a falling 中文. A lot of my students come into Fàn Mandarin voice course with this problem, and we spend a lot of time fixing it. So his Chinese is pretty good, not as good as James, but still pretty solid.
学生能从66个语言课程选课，俄语、日语、芬兰语、
高屋. So again, SH or X, it should be 选课. And Russian language is 俄语. What he said sounds more like alligator. 鳄鱼. And R in Chinese is very different from the English R. You say 日语. We want to straighten our tongue, say it as 日语.
70%的 BYU 学生会讲2个语言。对，像西安、维汉麦汉堡、葡萄牙语、阿拉伯文、汤加语，你听过吗？
不知道。
那个看马得靠我了。
I'm pretty sure no one understood what he's doing. When we want to emphasize something in Chinese, we don't change the tone. 每个学生会讲2个语言, but we don't change the tone for a higher pitch, like 2个语言。
汤加语你听过吗？
不知道。
那个看马得靠。
汤加语你听过吗? This is also something that we do a lot. So we bring the object of the sentence to the beginning of the sentence as the topic of our dialogue. So he's obviously confident and comfortable speaking Mandarin, and he seems super nice. And all these are helpful when starting a conversation with native speakers. If you can find so many elder Chinese in your Chinatown, there will be a lot of opportunities to practice your Mandarin. Speaking of Mormons, I have some BYU students in my course. If you learn Chinese for your LDS mission, send me a message. I'd love to hear how you learn. Alright, let's hear the legendary Tom Brady's spoken Chinese. I found 2 videos, and the first one is from 8 years ago.
你好，我是 Tom Brady。感谢施主，爱国主，新年快乐。
Obviously, you don't expect someone like Tom Brady to speak perfect Chinese, but it doesn't sound like they put much effort into it. It sounds like the person who taught him this sentence is from the South, because he said 我是 like 我是 instead of 我是.
感谢施主，爱国主。
He was trying to say 感谢支持爱国者. But I guess someone just gave him a piece of paper and told him once and he just said it. It's not his fault.
新年快乐。
That sounds a lot better. 新年快乐. So we can hear high and low pitches without tone contours of rising or falling. And it's common to confuse the first tone and the fourth tone or the third tone and the second tone, as untrained ears can only hear the pitch differences, but the pitch change is too subtle to their ears to hear or to their vocal cords to make. But there is a clip for this year's Chinese New Year that he posted on RedNote. By the way, I made a video about how to use RedNote to improve your Chinese. Check it out here.
Hey everyone in China, this is Tom Brady, and I wanted to wish everyone a happy Chinese New Year. 春节快乐，恭喜发财，新年新大运，春节快乐。
His tones are much better. I can definitely hear subtle falling tones for 快乐. And his deep sounds sound better too, as there's more mouth movement like 节 and 快, but it would sound a lot better if the N in 春 is pronounced.
恭喜发财.
The 喜 is impressive, and vowels are on point too. Just the C, like 呲 in cats, 呲呲呲, which needs the tongue to be more flattened. 财财恭喜发财.
新年新大运.
蛇年行大运. So the in 蛇 is always a tricky one. It can be confused with 诗 easily, like 热 or 日, 蛇 or 时. For the sound, you need to move the back of your tongue more. And 韵 sounds like yin. It's pretty close, as yu shares a similar tongue position with yi, but the lips are very different. 韵 Yun. Overall, a much better effort than 8 years ago. Whether you are training for the big game or mastering Chinese, success comes down to 2 key things: staying motivated with a clear goal and practicing consistently with purpose. NFL stars like Tom Brady, Alvin Kamara, and Derek Carr didn't just wake up one day with their skills. They put in years of deliberate practice, just like how you need to train your ears, vocal tract, and organs, and brain to use Mandarin freely like your native language. And that's what I help you do in my Fàn Mandarin voice course. Check out the link below. And remember, with Fàn Lǎoshī, Chinese makes perfect sense. See you in the next video.